Welcome to the very first episode of Omen to Immortal series. In this series, I'll try to reach Immortal by only playing Omen and showcase you a lot of pro tips, tricks and strategies. The goal is to have the absolutely highest win rate while teaching you some high elo knowledge that you can abuse to rank up faster. This act, we're completing this series with Omen and Jet, and in episode 7 we're doing Unranked to Immortal with a brand new Sentinel agent coming in Valorant. Consider all of these series like an in-depth agent's guide that you won't find anywhere else. Also, during this series, same as with Jet, I'm making the agent playbook with the best Omen executes and tactics for every single map in ranked solo queue. You can access this playbook and all of the in-depth guides on my Discord server. All of these games are streamed live on my Twitch channel, and you can join me on this journey where I'm trying to improve the whole Valorant community. Because as you already know, I've got Radiant in every episode from closed beta, I'm one of the most experienced and oldest Valorant coaches, and I truly believe that anyone, yes, even you, can improve in this game, reach Radiant, or become a professional player. So let's start with the placement matches, and I promise you'll be surprised to see which rank we got on this fresh new account. We're going to start this series with my famous classic shorty strategy in the first round of Ascent. You buy a shorty, light shield, one teleport, and keep the classic in your hands. When the round starts, pick up the shorty, and if you hear the enemy's footsteps, place the smoke with a cubby position like in this example. In this location, you can dodge enemies' random spam or utility, recon utility, and outmaneuver your opponents. If enemies end up going B, simply take the classic pistol for a retake.
Spike down A.
Ta ta ta! Ta 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 ta! Ta 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 ta!
Enemy spotted.
Now, why did I start on A site? Based on my personal rank solo queue coaching data, A site is much harder for the retake than B site of Ascent, especially in the first round. When playing Omen, always remember that precision of your utility is far more important than speed, because misplaced utility can cost you the whole round. Oh, my ass burns.
On mid I had a phantom if you want to pick it up.
Cover going out.
Reloading.
Spike planted.
Let's go.
One enemy remaining.
She has a phantom.
Shadows travel.
This off angle here is amazing to get easy kills onto enemies that are pushing you from top of the rafters. Make sure to abuse it, my dear friends.
Fuck.
Oh. Jet minus 80.
Unimportant.
One enemy remaining.
He was mid.
Ultimate is ready.
GG boys.
You can find.
Attackers win.
Hold on.
First match completed, bro. Bro, we got... This match, we got some really good teammates. This first match was nothing special, but I was really surprised that we're already playing in Diamond Elo on a fresh new account. I guess that unrated games impact your initial rank quite a lot. This is my favorite first round Omen strategy on Attack of Lotus. You buy Classic, 2 smokes, 2 teleports and light shield. At the start of the round, jump spot enemies in C-long to reveal them and to get an information if there is someone behind the mound. Then, these are the proper default smokes that you should be giving to your teammates on Lotus when pushing C site. In the first round, I not use any aggressive smoke setups because I want to primarily teleport in this safe corner right here, as my teammates are pressuring enemies at the back of the bomb site, making the Subway sandwich out of them. In this post plant, I've made a mistake and I didn't pay any attention on the minimap. I should have pre-assumed that my stupid Raze will push alone into the CT and I should have followed her for a potential refrag. In ranked solo queue, you need to babysit your allies and recorrect every single mistake that they are doing, if you want to have higher chances of winning, of course. That's why map awareness is extremely important to rank up faster in Valorant. In this 1v2, I've placed a random smoke on top of the spike so that I can isolate enemies into 1v1 gunfights and have easier time fighting them. But at the end, I kinda trolled a bit. I trolled, bro, I trolled! If you're playing Omen or any agent with a movement ability, when executing A main of Lotus, it's very important that you rush to take the position at the rubble, for an example like this with Shrouded Steps. This will put enormous amount of pressure onto enemies and allow your team to peek them from 3 different angles.
One enemy remaining.
One more there. In lobbies below Immortal, you can abuse Judge to a very high efficiency because players simply don't know how to play against it. For an example here, when I'm pushing the site without any smokes or utility, enemies are coming closer to me and maximizing my chances to kill them. If they just played long-range gunfights, they would have won this round easily.
One enemy remaining.
No, man, like, this is what I'm telling you guys. Like, if you're in the lobbies below Immortal 1, you need to learn how to abuse the shotguns. Like, players have no idea how to counter this, you know, how to move, like that brimstone is coming in my face even though I had a Judge.
Last player standing.
Okay, MVP. Bro, I'm already playing against diamonds. Now, in the next game, my teammates were absolutely silent the whole match. Enemies were just trolling, and to be honest, I won this whole game purely by abusing good movement, positioning, default setups, and my mechanical skill. The main thing to learn here is that every game of Valorant you should play with intention to win, and your mentality, attitude, and communication will have a huge impact on your overall win rate. Never surrender, never troll, and keep on winning, baby! Now, these type of rounds are my specialty with Omen, because of my game knowledge and awareness. Also, this is why Omen is so powerful for solo queue grind in Valorant Ranked. Here, I was left alone in a 1v5 scenario, and I really need to rely on my Radiant Brain to outplay enemies with utility and good positioning. I've noticed that I need only one orb or a kill to get my ultimate, and that's why I'm not focused on picking up the spike, but instead I'm trying to isolate single enemy in a 1v1 gunfight. Okay.
Spike down A.
After getting that kill, I've used my smoke to make enemies think that I'm pushing garage instead of the B site, but unfortunately one enemy already pushed behind me and spotted me from the window. Because of that, I've used this cross smoke to make enemies think that I'm going A, because spike is dropped on A long. But instead, what I'm really trying to do is isolating enemies into 1v1 gunfights and surprising them from the backside. By this time, I figured C site must be open. I mean, enemies got the spike on A long 40 seconds ago, and it's the site that's the farthest away from the spike. But Cypher Ratatouille is still there. Sometimes, no matter how hard you try, you simply don't know what to expect from solo queue gorillas. And by the way, when you're in the clutch with Omen ultimate, you can almost always pick up the spike if you teleport exactly on top of it. And in those scenarios, your primary focus is lowering the numbers and taking some bomb site control before you actually pick up the spike and play post plant. But why is that better, charlatan? Because enemies might leave bomb sites completely open, they have the spike control, and some enemies are going to stay with a spike. And it's easier for you to isolate 1v1 gunfights and prepare yourself for the post plant. Now, in this round, the main callout was to do a slow execute on the A site. This smoke on long I'm using whenever my teammates are dying from enemies with operator or simply losing gunfights in this long area of Haven. It's completely fine to block enemies' vision there, cross this area of the map safely, and slowly take every inch of the map one by one. With Omen smokes, you're not only controlling what enemies are doing, but also protecting or navigating your teammates in a smart direction. Now, even if you have only one smoke for the A site execute, having only a tower smoke is completely fine. But in this round, there's a lot of things that kinda went wrong. First, our mental abomination of Reyna pushed alone mid and died like a potato. Second, enemies had a really interesting utility setup on long and their aggression was very unpredictable. Sometimes if you just do some random stuff that's out of ordinary, it might work. Third, our teammates from short pushed extremely fast into the bomb site, so I couldn't even place my utility for them, and I was unable to connect with them in time. Because of that, I used this smoke with TP on the bomb site to connect with Sky, and I'm trying to isolate enemies into some gunfights that will work in our favor.
Dust. My ultimate is ready. Cover going out.
One frame.
Flank?
Maybe.
Last player standing.
Is she flank?
Spike down A.
No, on top of box one.
And once again, Papito is in a 1v2 clutch without the spike, but with my ultimate. And in this situation, I'm having the exactly same thought process from the previous round.
Watch them run. I have
30 seconds left.
spike planted. Shadows traveling.
One enemy remaining.
3 kills.
Clutch.
You forget your place.
You need to be a bit more aggressive, like in these clutch scenarios, because if you're not aggressive and enemies connect with each other and they're playing the refresh potential, it's hard. Like this is why I prefer Omen over the Jet, like for grind up to Immortal 1. Like you can play these clutch scenarios in these, like, you know, 1 versus X, so fucking good. Throughout this whole match on Defender's side, enemy Cypher was playing alone and lurking 24/7, so I had an easy read on him that he's probably going to repeat the same play. Make sure to pay attention on enemy patterns or repetitive playstyle and always punish them, my friends. Big brain tip alert! In this scenario, Cypher can push me from garage or from C site. Instead of holding these 2 angles from CT position and gambling my crosshair placement onto one of these angles, I'm simplifying these 2 angles into one. In this way, I'm 100% sure that I'm not going to lose the timing on this Cypher and that I have 100% perfect crosshair placement for both of these positions.
One enemy remaining.
Bro, you ain't doing that to me, man. Fighting in Valorant with proper movement, positioning and crosshair placement is 10 times more beneficial than relying on your raw aim and mechanical skill. After I got a contact with this enemy Omen, I'm trying to bait him into pushing me, because in CT of Haven you can hold this amazing but rarely used off angle to outplay enemies. To be honest, here I could have just avoided this gunfight and played with my teammates, but I don't know, I just feel that this soft angle is very, very unpredictable.
Come on to me.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Shadows traveling. Cover going out.
Raise long.
One enemy remaining.
Nice.
Last player standing.
Okay, play slow. We were 3 versus 2, no need to push. Let's see, what was this rank? I'm telling you guys, Ascendant Elo. Somehow we are in Ascendant lobbies from the 4th game. Look at this. Ascendant Diamond. The last match we played on Bind, and generally speaking, this is the best map for Omen in ranked solo queue. The amount of strategies, tactics and executes that you can perform on this map is ginormous. And if you're having below 60% win rate on Bind with Omen, either you're really unlucky or you have no idea how to play this agent properly. For an example, let me show you the best way to clear B long and get a lot of entry kills. You stand by the barrier right here, equip your TP and aim just underneath this line on the billboard. Use your teleport as soon as the barrier drops down and pre-aim enemies at the head level. They never expect this play and you're always peaking faster than enemies. On top of the wall.
Enemy spotted here.
Cover going out. Cover going out.
Down.
One enemy remaining.
Now, a lot of controller players that I'm coaching have extremely bad default smoke setups on every single map. So let me showcase you how to properly execute B set of Bind with Omen smokes and teach you some of the smoke techniques. With Omen you need to think about 2 very important things, and those are prioritization and order of your smokes. On every bomb site, we have 1 smoke that is extremely important for the push of our whole team, and on B's site, that is obviously the CT smoke. So if you have only 1 smoke available, you want to almost always do it in the CT area. But make sure to use this one way instead of a regular smoke, because this one is 10 times better for multiple different reasons. And when it comes to order, your first smoke is always placed at the first angle that your most aggressive teammates are going to engage. In this scenario, I place CT smoke first because I've noticed that KO in the window is much more aggressive than my Cypher in B long. That's why my second smoke was placed for the elbow. And these are the perfect default smokes for B push on Bind.
Spike planted.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, let's go.
Here we knew that Sage was elbow, and instead of taking a 50-50 1v1 gunfight, I've used smoke on this angle to force her push and wait inside that smoke with a shorty for an easy kill. I told my Sage not to shoot because enemy Sage can shoot back and kill me by accident, and always look for high percentage gunfights instead of relying on your raw aim, because taking these kills with shorty is 10 times easier than with a Vandal. Of course, I could have played on reframe potential with my Sage, but I just wanted to showcase my stream that shorty is still a very, very powerful secondary weapon. Now, this is my first round classic shorty strategy on defender side of bind that you can also abuse in eco or half by rounds. This is the identical strategy as the one that I've showcased on Ascent at the start of this video. We're using the smoke with a small cubby position where you can play inside of the smoke and dodge enemies' random spam or recon utility, and demolishing enemies with close range weapons. Make sure to use this smoke when you hear footsteps or you anticipate the enemy's push based on your feeling for timings. Now, this round is very complex and I'm just gonna let you enjoy my gameplay, but pay close attention on my movement, positioning and crosshair placement.
Suppressing.
Good
Blinding.
pushing.
Shadows traveling. Die.
Long.
Cover going out.
In my future videos during this series, I'm going to teach you some of the radiant angle holding and movement techniques that are going to help you with taking smarter and easier gunfights. So if you enjoyed this series, make sure to subscribe, leave a like, and down in the comments ask me any questions about Omen or some of the plays that you've seen during this video. Also, make sure to follow me on Twitch for some livestream shenanigans and join my Discord server if you want to get coached by Papito Charlatano.
Hookah left. Two hookah.
Someone is B. 30 seconds left.
Drop, jet drop.
Spike down B. One enemy remaining.
Let's get your right side.
Good job. Good boss.
Defenders win.
Out of my way.
Which rank did we get? Where are we starting our journey, bro? Bro, if we get above Platinum 3, it's gonna be crazy, man. It's gonna be crazy. If we get above Platinum 3, I don't know, man. Fuck, man! So, in this first episode, we won all 5 placement matches and somehow we're starting all the way at Diamond 1. Let's see for how long we're going to keep our 100% win rate, and other than that, I'll see you, my dear tricksters, in the next one.